What y'all have done here is amazing. And I mean that real sincerely. The things that you all have done to be able just to get on the field and play and to be the first team here is an incredible story. I hope y'all feel proud about what y'all accomplished.
Coach Warren, Coach Miguel, we played together semi-pro ball back in our 20s, and we sat in that locker room daydreaming and envisioning what it would be like to bring this school a football team.
I'm so grateful to all the organizations, everybody behind the scenes, and especially all the coaches there. They're just amazing, amazing educators and amazing uncles. You know, my son has like 5 uncles right now, you know, so it's amazing, it's amazing.
That was what I really wanted to offer to the kids. The experience that I had when I was a youth football player, the experience that I had when I was in college, the experience when I was playing semi-pro football, the experiences that I had as a teacher, as a coaches in other places, I wanted to bring that here. I think these kids deserve it. A lot of them feel like they don't know what they deserve, but when we brought this to them, in no way, shape, or form did I know it was going to show up like this. So we really wanted to give them an opportunity to have the best possible experience, and all of our coaches will tell you the same thing. It's all about the experience. We're in the 3rd floor of the building. The building really has 3.5 floors, but they didn't finish construction, I guess, at the time in the 40s when this building was being built. And this is the first touchdown in our school's history. Outside zone, Shomer Corkle just took it. He had a lot of trouble figuring out the game and just figuring out himself, but he said, Coach, when I first met him back in May, he says, Coach, I want to score the first touchdown in Trans Tech history, and he ended up doing it. And that was the only touchdown scored that game. We ended up winning the game 6-0. So this is at the Boys and Girls High School field, who was one of our community partners that allowed us to use their field for that game. And without a home field, we would have played 11 games this year on the road. You know, obviously, our first couple of games were in the Giant uniforms. The Giants saw it. They saw it on Instagram, and they said, hey, great job, Transit Tech, putting on those Giant uniforms and bringing home a win for your team. You know, we're a unique school. We have students coming from all over New York City for our CTE, electrical, transportation, automotive, computer repair programs. And because their families are, you know, good citizens and they are really part of the workforce, I think through their family culture and that environment and that community sense, they come to the school hoping for that same community with each other. This is where we have been known for decades and decades. We've had professional basketball players graduate from this high school, go play overseas. And when I first got here in 2018, the type of student that I saw walking around this building was phenomenal. I says, you're a football player, you're a football player, you're a football player, you're a football player. But the only thing they had for a while was basketball. So now that we have some athletes that can go into multiple sports and do other things, it's a really great opportunity for them to go from one sport to the next, which is going to give them more team opportunity, prepare them for life, communicate, collaborate in that way as well. So state 2 years in a row, #1, and city championship this year for our boys basketball team. So this is where it kind of goes down. Again, one gym, but we make the best use of it.
You are starting a program at a school that didn't have football. You got some kids that never played football.
Having a police escort back and forth to practice is not supposed to happen, right? Having a pathway where you're literally guided, that's not supposed to happen. Having people having shootouts multiple times on that field and in the buildings around the field is not supposed to happen. So we need a place where we can secure the kids, where we'll have their sheltered, the program is sheltered, the community can respond and be a part of that movement.
We have parents driving the kids, making sure the kids get there safely back and forth. You know what I'm saying? We had coaches coming right after work, going from their shoots to their practice gear. So they're seeing that everybody's sacrificing for them. So all he had to do was just play the game of football, which is what we're here for. So I think them seeing us, seeing what everybody was given, they would give extra just to make sure that they got to the finish line.
They saw that we were just like them, we're just older. They saw that we could relate to them. We have our own individual lives and stuff. But they saw that, you know, Coach Ward, you kind of remind me of me. You know, Coach Thomas, you remind me. They're like my dad. You know, they're like part of like my uncle or something. So they relate to us a lot.
You know, when you have a bunch of coaches and mentors who's, you know, dedicated and committed to the growth and development of the student athlete. So we were very happy to see, you know, the transformation that took place with our students.
Tell me what you love about football.
I love contact.
I've always been shy since I can remember. So being on this football team and expressing my own feelings to everyone, it was a very big thing to me. So this has helped me out a lot throughout all the whys, being stronger, smarter, just better in general.
One thing that we could learn is teamwork, because you can't do something by yourself. Even though you think you're good at it, you still need help to do it.
I think this season taught us, like, we could do anything. Like, if we just have the right mindset, like, yeah, we could do what we want to do as long as we have strength and our mind to it.
It taught me a lot of brotherhoods, friendship, mentality, personal things. Like, I remember I used to play for another team, not gonna mention them, but I used to play for another team, and you know, they were great. They taught me how to be, they taught me things that I didn't know, you know, and when I left, I came here, and then they taught me more things that they didn't teach me, and then just like, it just made me a better person. It made me who I am today.
Tell me about your call to Coach Welsh and the National Football Foundation. Tell me about how that went.
The first instant that we had communication with him, I was actually out of town during our summer training. Coach Jones and Coach Ward were kind of leading the troops in summer conditioning, voluntary summer conditioning. And I said, Coach Jones, it's July and we don't have any equipment. We know we need to go to camp starts August 20th. We don't have any uniforms, we don't have any pads, we don't have anything. What can we do? So Coach Jones, I call him the GM. He's the GM of the team, GM Jones. He picked up the phone and he called as many people as he could, from clergy persons to activists, Dwayne Kinnan, civil rights activists, bunch of folks, council persons. And the one person that was actually able to say, I think we can make it happen, was Mr. Welsh and Mr. Hudak. And he said, let's make a call, let's get in contact with each other. So we spoke with the principal and said, here's what we're looking at. He says, give us a number. I said, 70,000? He says, I think we can do that. And once that happened, next thing you know, Giants is on the phone, the Jets is on the phone, New York Yankees are ready to roll.
When we didn't have enough cleats, like some of us still was running around with sneakers and stuff, they decided to donate some cleats that they had left over to give to us so we could use them. And they also gave us gear that they had left over.
That phone call was a wow moment for us. Like, wow, there's really some folks out there besides us as men and women that really care about football, that are really ready to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. And it was an amazing, amazing feeling at that time.
Y'all want to go in the locker room real quick and see something? Come on.
That's me right there? Those guys.
Thank you for me. Got polished shit. Chasing Tech forever, man. Yes, sir.
This is things that the NFL doesn't, you don't realize that you do when you come here, So, man, you look at all these kids' faces, man. That's the only thing that matters. Everyone smiled. They just grateful to be in here, and it makes me grateful to do that. So, man, major love.
We're gonna break it down on focus, but before you do that, man, y'all want to come to the game on Sunday?
Yeah!
Of course. This is what we're gonna do. We got all y'all tickets. We all gonna be in the suite. Y'all gonna be lit.
The love from New York City was great, and this is what it's really about for us. All of us are born and raised New York City residents, from the Bronx to Queens to Brooklyn to Staten Island to all Manhattan. This is what we want to offer to our kids in New York City. We're the city of dreams. We want these kids to realize their dreams, and I'm glad so many people just kept pouring out to us throughout the year, even until this point today, this great opportunity we have now.
I'm almost 50 years old. I did a lot of things this year that I've never done before. I got to stand in the middle of Yankee Stadium in the center field, just certain things, and be in certain positions, and I hope the kids appreciate that, because when you get older, the only thing you have is your memories. Those things are important.
I want to say thank you to all the organizations, Riddell, the Jets, the Giants, for this opportunity given to the school. Thank you to all the coaches. You guys make it such a difference for all these kids.
I would like to personally thank all of our sponsors, the New York Football Giants, New York Jets, the New York Yankees, National Football Foundation, because if it wasn't for you all, I would have been $35,000 in debt. Thank you so much for providing, the equipment, the experiences for our student athletes. It's a life changer for me.
This is a blessing for me, because sometimes when you think you're going through some stuff, and you got to stop and say, like, come on, man, what's your problem? What's your biggest problem today? And like you said, these kids going through a gauntlet, right, just to get to practice, to go and compete. And y'all done Yeomansburg, y'all done God's work in this, right? And it's a pleasure to know y'all.